In New York, there is a $340 fee, I believe it is, to register your handgun. If you want to have a handgun, you have to have it registered. It's $340 every 3 years. That does not include the cost of the fingerprinting and background checks and all that, which I think is another $90-some odd. Oddly enough, in the state of New York, the fee is capped at $10 for the rest of the state. But in the 5 boroughs of New York City, anything goes, and the city council has chosen to make it $340. The case was filed. This was not one of my cases, although it was filed by a very good attorney, David Jensen, who was a friend of mine. A case called Kwong versus Bloomberg, eventually became Kwong versus Blasio, arguing that this $340 fee violated the people's Second Amendment rights to have a handgun for self-defense. The Court of Appeals, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals opinion, reads somewhat typically for the kind of cases we're seeing in the courts. The panel said that the $340 fee was not an appreciable burden on Second Amendment rights, so it would not even apply a heightened level of scrutiny to this law. I didn't handle that case. I can tell you that there was all kinds of stuff filed. The point was, the court actually reasoned that because the plaintiffs hadn't alleged that they were bankrupted by this fee, that is, they didn't allege that it was actually impossible for them. They didn't use the word bankrupt. They said the plaintiffs didn't say that they were not capable of paying the fee. So I suppose if you sell your furniture and come up with a fee to exercise your constitutional rights, you can pay it, so it's okay. So it's not an appreciable burden. Therefore, we're only going to look to see if it's rational. And of course, they thought that the law made perfect sense because, after all, New York City told the court that the true cost of administering its handgun regulations was more like north of $900 per person. And so they're doing you a favor by only charging you $340. The court, though, did go on to say, in the alternative, if they thought that this was an appreciable burden on your Second Amendment rights, and they were to apply a higher level of scrutiny to this law, then they would, it would still pass heightened scrutiny because the money goes to pay for the program, and the program, it's okay, the program being gun control in New York, is obviously in the public interest. It's designed for, to ameliorate gun violence and so on. The purpose of the program is benevolent. The money goes to pay for the program. No constitutional problem.